Hey, everybody, I'm Scott Wikle. You're listening to My Kind of Country. Thanks for joining us on a Monday night. My special guest is the daughter of Joni Harms, who is one of our favorites here at My Kind of Country. She is a fantastic singer and musician, and she has got a brand new single. We're going to talk about that tonight and play it for you, and also play some of her other great music for you as well. It's my honor to welcome Olivia Harms to My Kind of Country. Olivia, how are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you, Scott? Thanks for having me.
Well, it's an honor to have you. We just love your mom here. We play a lot of her music, and she is just the sweetest lady. So you came from the right cloth there.
Well, I'm lucky to have her. She's been an awful good teacher to me. So I have some pretty big boots to fill, but I'm going to do my best to see if I can produce some of the good country music that she has.
Well, it sounds like you're off to a great start, and I know that you and her have done a lot of shows together, and you've traveled literally all over the world together.
We have, yeah. There's been a lot of adventures that we've got to go on. Sadly, because of COVID, we were supposed to be in Switzerland in July, but we've gone on a lot of other international travels. Last November, we were in France, spent 4 days in Paris, and then we've spent 4 days in Bordeaux doing a couple country music festivals. And last spring, we were in Australia and New Zealand doing a little trip and some festivals, and gosh, all over the States. So she's my favorite traveling partner. We sure have a lot of fun together.
Well, she is very popular all over the world. We get requests from all over. Our show broadcasts worldwide, and I'm always amazed. We get from Ireland or somewhere that they want to hear Joni Harms. So she's definitely popular.
She definitely is, and it's amazing how Europe just loves country music. You know, some people wouldn't maybe expect for them to have such a an ear for good country music, but I think they really crave that. And you go over there, and man, they know it word for word, and they're happy to have you there playing that good traditional country music. I think the world just all craves it.
Absolutely. You're right about that. Well, before we talk about your new single, I know that you have a solo album that you released, and you also had a duet album with your mom too, right?
We did. Yeah, I did the first project, my debut album, when I was 16, and I'm 25 now, so it's a little bit of a couple years ago. But I've been writing ever since I was young. As you know, I had a really great teacher, and I got a guitar when I was 9 years old, and so that gave me a pretty solid start. And I started writing music, and when I was 16, I'd probably had a good 20, 30 songs, but maybe 10 that were good enough to record. And so my mom said, well, let's go back to Nashville and we'll record your first album. And so that was a really great place for me to start. Although when I thought I was 16, you go to Nashville, I thought, oh, this is going to be great. I'll record and I'll make my album and I'll be the next Taylor Swift. So I'm glad it didn't totally turn out that way. But when you're 16, that's kind of what you thought would happen.
Very understandable. Well, it sounds like you're very grounded, and again, you've got a great teacher and a mentor, and you're on the right track. And I think, as evidenced by this new single you've got, I think you're well on the way. It's called "Hey There Cowboy," and tell me the
Sure.
story behind the song.
So the story behind this one is kind of funny. I usually spend half my time in Nashville. I call myself a Nashville commuter. I haven't totally made the move yet, just because I love all my friends and family in Oregon, and I get to play quite a bit here throughout the Northwest. So I commute back and forth. And last January, I was back there just doing some kind of finishing up of some writing, preparing for my brand new album that will be released in 2021. I recorded it in May, but in January we were doing all the finishing touches and trying to figure out which 10 songs we wanted to record. So I was squeezing in all my last minute writing sessions, and I think I had done 2 or 3 writing sessions that day. And I was driving home from a long day in Nashville. I have a little apartment about 20 minutes or so away. So I was just driving, and I kept thinking, oh, last December I was with my friends, and we were at the NFR having a really good time and just kind of reminiscing a little bit on my drive home. And at the NFR, the National Finals Rodeo, if some folks are familiar with that, you meet all kinds of people. Everyone's super nice. They're all cowboy folk. But But you go out, and sometimes some of the cowboys get a little extra confident, and they try out some more unique pickup lines on you, if you will. So I was thinking about some of the things that we encountered, my friends and I, while we were in Vegas, and I thought, boy, oh boy, what would I ever say if I was trying to talk to a stranger and come up with some way to introduce myself. And so then I started writing this little song while I was driving home, and I was trying not to text and drive, so I kept doing all these voice memos and recording it, and I pretty well got the song finished up when I realized I was 20 miles past my exit where I needed to be to get off and go home for the night, and ended up kind of getting lost, but I got a decent song out of the deal, so that's where Hey There Cowboy came from.
That's great. It is so funny you mentioned that about missing your exit. I interviewed Jeannie Seeley a few weeks back, and she told me the exact same thing. She was on her way to the Grand Ole Opry, and she had this song idea, and she's trying to write it down and everything, and she totally missed her exit. So that must happen a lot with Nashville songwriters.
I guess maybe it's a trend. That must mean that I'm doing something right then. If Jeannie Seeley does it, well, then I'm in good company.
Oh, there you go. Well, folks, OliviaHarms.com is the website, and of course, Hey There Cowboy is available on Spotify, Apple Music, and all their streaming platforms, and we're going to play that for you tonight. And Olivia, you mentioned an upcoming album. Can you give me a little bit of information and a target release date for that?
Absolutely, yeah. 2020 has been such an interesting year, and as I told you, I recorded the album in May. We had targeted for March, but then COVID hit, and so we rescheduled to April, and then we rescheduled again, and in May I thought, instead of rescheduling it a third time, I just want to go and record it because we don't know how long this is going to last, and the world needs some new music. So my mom and I went back and recorded everything in May, and I was hoping that we could have it released, this time of the year, hoping for November. But just with the way everything's been going, I think we might just push it to 2021. I think that might hopefully be a little better year for us. So in the meantime, I've been releasing singles. And the first one, Hey There Cowboy, was released on September 25th. And the second one is going to be released this Thursday. It's called Gypsy, so November 5th. It's actually my mom's birthday. I figured since she gave me the gift of music, I could release the second single on her birthday. And then from there, I'll probably hope to have the whole album out the end of January 2021.
Well, that's great. Well, I hope when your album is ready to go, you'll come back and visit with me. I'd love to do a feature on it.
Absolutely. It would be my pleasure.
Well, all right. I'll look forward to that. And in the meantime, folks, you can go to OliviaHarms.com. We will have that information on our Facebook page. And we're going to play Hey There Cowboy for you right now. This is Olivia Harms, and thank you so very much for taking time to be on My Kind of Country, Olivia.
Thanks for having me, Scott.
Hey there, cowboy, what's your name? I ain't into playing no games. Hey there, cowboy, what you drinking? Yeah, I'll have one too. And I've been thinking, if one drink turns into more, and you dance me around the floor, neath the neon lights so bright, and the jukebox grooving slow, if you play your cards just right, who knows where this could go. Hey there, cowboy. Hey there, cowboy. Hey there, cowboy. Why so lonely? There must be a girl you call your one and only. Hey there, cowboy. You kinda look like George Strait. Gotta shoot my shot with you before it's 'neath the